Hey everybody, I hope we've got you coming on tonight. I'm gonna try to get you on my iPad here and we will get started. And we have stuff to do tonight, let me tell you. I better turn off the volume on my iPad because then we will start getting, you know, alerts and stuff, and you don't want to hear that in this live video. So how is everybody tonight? So, oh my goodness, why is my phone doing that? That is not the direction I want it to go, but we're going to go with it. How is everybody tonight? I don't think I can change the view of that. I don't really like that, but we will make it work. Okay, what we're going to do tonight is something different. Normally we're doing the whole flower wreath, and tonight we're not doing that. So anyways, I'm not sure what happened with my phone or why it's doing the side view, but it is what it is. I do like how I can see your comments better. Hey everybody, it's good to see everybody up here tonight. So this is what I've been sharing in Wreath Creators and More on my Instagram page, on my Facebook page. I was on Pinterest after the new year, and I saw a blogger who had done a version of this, and honestly I thought that is really cute. We need to try it. We need to make it work. And so what I decided to do is, honestly, I have not been to Hobby Lobby since the beginning or the end of last year, so I just used what I had on hand, okay? So what we're going to use tonight is everything that I had already purchased in my stock. The first thing you're going to use is a 12-inch Wreath. Is that how we say it? Wreath. The box spring. It's about, let's see, that's what, about 2 inches wide? Yeah, that's about a 2-inch wide frame. We're going to use the 12-inch tonight. You could use a 10-inch, which would be this size. You could do this in an 8-inch. You could just do a mini wreath. You could do a big wreath. You could also do this too. You could, let's just use this. This was a 10-inch that I had started. You could do a 10-inch and you could do a 6-inch and then connect them together. So, and you could do a different yarn inset for the other wreath. So, but tonight we're just going to start off with this, and I'm going to show you how I did it. This is where I started from, and this was the type of yarn. It's just that, I don't know, did your mom ever put these types of hair ties in your hair when you were a little girl? My mom did. That's kind of what the yarn reminds me of, but that's what I did here. But this is the thing, I did not like this yarn because when I got to, I don't know if you can see it, to the bracket, it was hard, I could see the greenery, and I didn't want to see that. So the other day I was just kind of digging through my stuff, and I found this yarn that I have, and as you can see, that's a much thicker yarn, and you can kind of pull it apart a little bit, and that is going to come in handy when we go over these brackets. So let me tell you, hey everybody, thanks for hopping on tonight. I appreciate it. Can somebody share this in Wreath Creators and More? Because once again, I've gotten on here and have totally forgotten to share this video to my own personal group that I have with Michelle Noble of A Noble Touch. So let me see, I did, oh, of course, here it is. Okay, now, if you're wanting to make this wreath with this yarn, I'm going to tell you where to get it, and it's on sale this week at Hobby Lobby. It's by Yarn Bee. It is the Twirl-tastic Gray Multi, and I will leave a picture of this. I will make a post so that you can see it with the actual look of the yarn, and I will make a post after this live. But this is what I used for this. So it is by Yarn Bee. It's normally $7.99. I believe it's like $5 something right now. And this is just one skein of yarn. I think that's the right way to say it, but we will see. Okay, thanks ladies. I appreciate you sharing that. So it is important to keep the As you can see, because it's variegated, it's important to keep with the natural progression of the yarn. So I know that this is where I left off right here. So I'm going to flip it over. Can you see where I just took a zip tie and I attached it to some of the other yarn so that you couldn't see the zip tie on that end. So we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to grab a little zip tie, and it really doesn't matter. I'm going to look here. Let's see. I wanted to go over that one. I got to make sure I do it this the right way. We'll see. I'm just going to zip tie it to this actual one. There's no right or wrong here, guys. As long as your zip tie doesn't show and as long as it's nice and secure, that's all that matters. So, okay, you guys can stop sharing it now to my group, Wreath Creators, because everybody's going to be in that group being like, what is the deal here? I didn't think we were supposed to share a bunch of lives, so if I delete them later, you know why. Okay, the next thing I want to tell you is I'm going to cut off a section. I'm not going to, I'm just going to cut off a section because we need to be able to weave this in and out. Okay, so I'm going to pull this on this side, and let's see here. We're going to go through. I got to think about this over. So yeah. So I'm going to bring it out this side. I'm going to go over. You're going to keep track of which way you go, because whatever you do going this way, we're going to do the opposite coming back, okay? So I'm going under this one, over the next one, and then we're going to pull it. It's going to get stuck on me here because, you know, it's live. I did do this. You can just sit in your chair and do this. That's what's kind of nice. You're just going to pull, okay? So what we did is we went over, I attached it. Let's go back here to kind of just to explain the process. I attached it to back here because you're just going to take a section, maybe not even a yard, I don't know. But we're going to attach it here, and then I went over the outside bar, under the next bar, over the third bar, and under the inside. So now that we're going under, I'm going to pull it back this way. Okay? So now we're going to go over the inside, under the next bar, over, and then under. And then I'm just going to pull it like this. All right? Do you see what I did? Let's do it again. Let's take the end, and now I'm going to go over, under, over, and under. Okay? You got to watch that little hook there will get you. All right? And I'm just going to pull it through. Okay, so we're going to go back through, and then I'm going to show you how to cross this bracket part, okay? So let me see. Did I start on the wrong side? No, I did not start on the wrong side. You really are going to find where you're going to start and then do the opposite. Now, I don't know. I think that this is showing you, this should be good the way that it's going, because we're not doing right or left. It's just a vertical view here. So now I'm going to go back because I've gone under. I'm going to go over that inside. So I'm going to go over, and really, if you look at it, I'm going to think, let's see here. I'm thinking out loud. I'm going to cross over that bar now. Okay? I'm going to cross over it. And then I'm going to come up over this. So over, under, and right now I'm going to go over this bar so that we can cover it, okay? That's really all that's important, is that we get the bar sections covered. And I got it. Okay. I should have done it the other way I've been doing it. I think this is a little bit harder because, see, it gets caught on that bar section. But once we go through here, we will breeze through. Got to be careful a little bit there. But, so we're going to get a little bit of a stray here. I'm going to just, okay. So at this point, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go over it, but on the opposite side of that bracket. Okay, so I'm going to go over, and under. And I'm just going to pull. Okay, there you go. So now we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to go over, under, under. And we're just going to pull. Okay? And like I said, this is at the point where you just are going to breeze through. So you go, just pull it, and then just slide it over. Because you want to, I don't know where that red yarn, there's a little bit of red right there. You probably couldn't see it. But I had already done this, so we just don't need to do the whole thing in front of you, because you don't need to watch paint dry tonight. So, but, okay, I'm so sorry I'm not keeping up with everybody's comments, but I want to make sure that you get the process here. So now we're going to go over, under, and over, and under. Pull it this way, and as you can see, that's kind of getting, I think that this is getting a little undone a little bit, just because we were getting to the inside of the yarn, but it really is not going to make a difference. So as you can see, over, under, now pull, and then over, under, over, and you guys are going to get so sick of me saying that. All right. Okay. If you watched my live the other night, who watched my live, I made that pink flower. Do you remember when Crosby came in? And he was really shy and he didn't want to say anything, and it sounded to me like he said that he stepped on the iPad. And I was like, okay, just go upstairs and we'll figure it out when I get up there. Well, he didn't step on the iPad. He lost the iPad, and let me tell you what he did. He went to the bathroom, set it on the table, came out of the bathroom, and then couldn't find his iPad. So I found it. He was convinced. He's like, Mommy, no, I lost that iPad. I really don't know where it is. So as you can see, I mean, it just depends on what yarn you're using. Again, this is what I had on hand. So I can't tell you, I'm not going to even use, I'm going to have this much left of that whole skein of yarn. So anyways, you're not even going to use the whole thing. Lynn, this is yarn I got from Hobby Lobby, but I'm sure you can get it at Michael's. Any type of yarn like this, I guess I should say. It doesn't have to be a certain brand or anything. And you know what? I don't know if I have enough to finish this section here. I might have to add some more. Let's see. We're just doing our over and under. And this is where I started. So I'm going to push that to the side. As you can see where I started there. Oh, good, Phyllis. I bet, how many of you have yarn in your stash that you want to do something with? I just loved the texture of this. I loved the, let's see if that'll work. I think that'll work. Okay, so I'm going to go, okay, so we're going to end this, and I want to make sure there's some green right here. So I want to end this, so I'm going to pull this, and I think I have just enough that I'm going to pull it through. And you know what? This might be where we put our flowers anyway, because you're going to have a spot where you're going to put your flowers or whatever decor that you want to make. But I think we're going to make this work. So yeah, that will work. And then you just, I like this type of yarn because you can just kind of play with it, and you can go through and you can widen it. I don't know, what am I looking for? So let's take this and let's end it right here. I'm just going to take apart, looking for a zip tie, and I'm just connecting it to another piece of yarn that's already been woven through. Now you can do this with rope. I have not tried it with rope. I've seen beautiful wreaths and wreath creators and more with the rope. So if you've made a rope one, make sure you share what kind of rope you like to use. And then I'm going to just cut off the ends here. Here we go. So that is the finished look, and I feel like I have something in my eye. But I think I will do my best to try to upload this video up to YouTube. What I'm kind of frustrated with is the angle, and I hate that it has that small angle, but I don't know what else to do. So what you're going to do is, with yarn, you're going to have, at least with this yarn, I don't know, can you guys see the kind of fuzzies? I guess you could either you could trim that off or just smooth it back. So that is the base of this wreath, and I think that is really pretty. I love the progression of the variegated. I think one color would be really pretty, but I think that this would be really cool to make, and it's so simple. You don't have to be a really advanced crafter. I mean, this is like, do you remember doing the weaving thing with construction paper and making weaved construction paper in elementary school? This is what this is. That's all. So that's the base. So now let's learn how to make some flowers. Now I showed some of the flowers here. I'm going to show a little bit closer there. So, and then a rose. I don't know why there's pink on that, but there is. And then here's a rose with a little bit of a yarn center, and then this other flower. So these are the four flowers we're going to make tonight. And then we're going to put them on our wreath, and we will be done. So because I made this in white and these in gray, we're going to do the opposite, so that when we have choices, I wanted some white roses. So what I use is, let's see, where did it go? Here it is. I get felt by the yard, okay? Do not, you can buy the sheets of felt for like, 69 cents, but I just like this felt because it just feels more durable, better quality, and that's what I like. And it's not that expensive. I got this at Hobby Lobby. Does anybody know how much felt is a yard there? I can't really remember. I want to say it's either $3.99 or $5.99, but I'm not sure. So we're just going to take, as a template, I'm going to just take this 6-inch wreath frame. I found these at Joann Fabrics. And I'm just going to cut out a circle, or I'm going to draw out a circle with my Sharpie here. And I have this doubled over, so that's 2 of those circles. And I'm just going to, let's see, let's just cut it like this. Let's try to save a, be careful when you're using these that you don't cut anything. So I don't have a really good pair of scissors. I accidentally threw my fabric scissors out, and I need to order some new ones. So this is 2 pieces of felt together. And what we're going to do is we are just going to, this is probably the hardest one that I'm going to show you because we're cutting it out with scissors and not something else. I'm going to use 2 other gadgets here in a minute. So what I want to do, and I'm going to hold 2 pieces together. If you want to just hold one at a time, that's fine, but for time's sake, I like to do 2. And I'm just going to do my best, and I'm going to cut little scallops. These do not have to be perfect. And you're just going to cut little scallops. And I'm going to make sure that that brown circle that I drew does not get shown, okay? So you're going to just draw, or you're just going to cut in a circle the best you can do. And if you want to use a pencil and draw this out, you could do that too. And there might be a better way to do this, but this is just what I figured out to do, because you go on Pinterest. Let me tell you, you go on Pinterest and you go on Pinterest, and I'm looking at comments and not paying attention, I'm sorry. And you click on the picture of how do you make these felt flowers, and it takes you to a website that has nothing to do with felt flowers. And so I couldn't find what I wanted. So I looked at it and I said, I think I know what they did. So That's kind of what I did, at least. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to show you how we're going to go inside. And this is probably going to take us the longest right here. Okay, this is moving. Okay. All right. And you can just round that. Got two that are not slightly. So at this point, I'm just going to go through here, and I'm going to do it again, but we're going to leave it all connected. And we're going to work our way to the center of this felt. Yep, gray multi, be twirl-tastic. I will make a post for the gray so that you can see what I'm talking about. And if you were in Wreath Creators and More and you saw it, you saw me, I think it was yesterday, yeah. Yesterday I posted this. Shelly asked me what yarn I did, and look at that. That is not perfect, people. So I'm just going to keep going until I make my way to the center. And like I said, this is going to be the longest. This is going to take us the longest right here. And I can't look at the iPad because I don't want to cut my finger, and I don't want to make sure, I also want to make sure that I do this at least remotely right, you know, at least what I did. So, but the other two flowers are a little bit easier because we're going to use some scissors, some scallop scissors that I have, and I don't know what you call it. If Rita gets on here, maybe Rita can tell me about what with the rotary cuttery. That's not even right. The rotary cutter. Yeah, okay. So as you can see, I'm just going to end it right there, okay? So I just kept going in the inside. So that's what happens. So that gives us two of these felt pieces, okay? So this is where, okay, make sure it's hot. Yep, it's hot. Okay, let's see. Gonna get my little fingers on, and I've shown you guys these in another video. I did a video this last summer of things that I love and products that I love, and we might have to do that again someday. So I'm gonna just put them on this finger because that's just kind of where I'm holding it. So I'm gonna take one of these, and this is the inside, okay? And I'm just going to, you're just going to bend it over into itself. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, and I'm going to try not to burn myself tonight. We will see, okay? So see how I just folded that over? That's it. So now we're going to fold that into this, okay? And I'm just going to put glue on the inside edge. So I just put glue. I don't know if you can see it because it's white. I just put glue on here, and I'm just going to start rolling it into it, okay? That's all I'm going to do. And there might be a better way to do this, but this is the way I'm going to show you. I guess you can do this with a Cricut machine. I've never seen it. So as you can see, I'm just putting more glue on the bottom of the scallop here, and I'm just going to roll your flower into it, okay? And here in a minute, I'll show you the inside. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? The gray might be better to see when we do the gray. And let's see, more glue, and be so careful. That's why I have these little finger things on my fingers. It's so important to be careful. I've seen pictures of people, I saw somebody today, I forget who it was, they had burnt their fingers doing wreaths, and I felt so bad for them. So, all right, just keep rolling. So, for a flower center, Jennifer, I don't know, because the reason why I say I'm not sure is because it separates. And I mean, you could try it. It might be really pretty, and it might be a hot mess. That's the thing. You're never going to know until you try. And isn't that the way crafting is? You just have to give it a try. So we're just going to keep rolling. Okay. So this one ended up a little bit smaller than I had hoped, but that's good because I wanted them smaller. Okay. Now we're getting off to the edge, so I'm just gonna look, and I'm going to place it where I want now. So I'm gonna take these off because I think I'm good now. It's that center part that I always, and watch, I'll burn myself. You know I will. I will go back through the comments and try to answer questions because I know I'm not looking. Jody, I'm not sure. Are you talking about the cricket? I don't know. I've never seen, you know, honestly, I've never seen a cricket work, and I've been thinking about getting one and maybe doing some lives with it. What would that be like for you guys? Would you be interested in that? Who has a cricket machine? Who has was it a Cameo? I almost bought one. I probably should have. Okay, make sure that's plugged in. It's not going to be good if that's not plugged in. And this is going to be our first flower. So that is, and I don't like that petal, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of trim him up a little bit here. Hopefully these scissors will work with me. Yeah. So that's the little rose, okay? It looks like I need a little bit more glue right there. I don't know. There we go. So that is a little rose. Can you see that? It's kind of hard to see with the white. So what we're going to do is we're going to set that one aside and get the other one out. And let me show you how I put a center in this one. Where is the gray? Oh, shoot. Oh, it's right in front of me. It would have bit me. This is other yarn that I had on hand. Again, I'm using what I have. It's gray, and what I'm going to do is just take a little snippet of this, and I'm almost going to make it seem like a stem. I'm just going to fold it over like that, okay? And we're going to use this, and we're going to glue this. I think I'm going to cut part of this off here. I'm going to cut a little bit of it off because I want to kind of put this right where that cut is, okay? So I want that to be the center of our flower. So I better put my fingers back on. Oh, wrong one. Okay. So you're going to take this one and you're going to just kind of maybe put a little bit of glue right here. And then you're going to see how I put that there? And then we're just going to put some glue right in here. And this tail needs to be under because we don't want it to stick up. We just want this to kind of, I don't know, I was just trying to think, what could we put in the middle of this? And I'm just going to roll. What could we put in the middle of this to kind of give it a little different look? So, as you see, there it is. So we're just going to keep that down and we're just going to keep gluing. So, I think a lot of people got a lot of crickets. Is it cricket or the Cameo? Is that the same thing, or is it a different machine? Educate me, because you know, I just think it would be neat to do some different things this year on my page here. I also may upload this to YouTube, so if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to follow me on Facebook, because that's where I do all the lives first. So I'm doing the same thing, and we're just going to keep going around, okay? And if you want a bigger flower, all you have to do is make a bigger circle. Okay? That's all you got to do. And this can be a little tedious, I get that, but I really think that when you put it all together, it's going to be pretty. It's not going to be very expensive to make, which I kind of like. It's not, you know, you're not spending a ton of money on silk flowers, and my goodness, to make a floral silk flower wreath, you're spending, I mean, come on now, you're spending some money to do that. So if you're just catching up with us, we just did this wreath with yarn, and I will make a link with the actual what I used. You don't have to use what I used. I think this would be so pretty with some spring colors. Now, I would not put this outside, guys. This is not going to be an outside wreath. But if you had a screen door and like a glass screen door like I have, I could put it in between the door. All right, we're almost done with this one. And like I said, I think these are probably the hardest. And I'll show you what I did with the gray. Okay. When you're done, you can like press back on this to have a more open rose feel. And like I said, on camera, I don't think you're seeing quite as much detail as you would the gray. So we're going to do the gray next. Okay. So hang with me. I'm sure there are other lives to watch tonight. And what I like about this too is you can just go back and you can trim up whatever you don't want. But that is the gray centered, I don't know, does that look like a poppy? So, okay, so we've got some of those. Let's do gray now. I think I've got this gray. I'm not sure if I got this at Hobby Lobby or Joann's. I want to say Joann's. I can't remember, guys. It's been a while. I buy this stuff and then I put it on my shelf and then I forget where I get it. So you're going to, again, I'm just going to use this as the template. And I'm just going to draw a circle. Oops, that is not a good circle. Don't pay attention to that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use these. Can you see that that's not a regular... let's see. It's not this flat kind of rotary cutter. It's got almost like a scalloped edge. So what you're going to do, okay, be careful. I'm cutting, oh, wait a minute. I don't want to cut through two of these. I only want to cut through one. So I'm going to cut it and make sure that I don't have that brown showing. And you can, you know, you can just pick up wherever you start off of, or you leave off of, I should say. Okay, it's been a day. All right, okay. So I got that, okay. This you got to kind of press down a little bit. It doesn't want to always come apart like it's doing right now. Let's come on now. So if you're in Wreath Creators and More, give me some hearts. I want to see who's in Wreath Creators. Okay, so I cut that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press harder this time. Okay, guys? And let me get a drink because my throat's starting to hurt. So now we're going to do the same thing we did before. I'm going to start here and I'm going to go inside. And I'm cutting pretty hard down because I don't want it to still connect. I see hearts from my peripheral vision, so you guys must be members. Okay, you're going to keep rolling. just going to keep moving it. And be careful not to cut yourself. Now, I say that a lot, but I don't want you messaging me and saying, oh, I cut myself. Okay. All right. This is when it gets a little rough. I think that's good. So there you go. Okay. So what are we going to do? We're going to do the same thing we did with the other one. We're going to, hopefully you'll see this better here. Okay, so we're going to try to do it without the fingers. And again, I'm just going to roll it. Roll it inside. That's all you're going to do. Let's see with this one. This is the one we're making. Yeah, this is the one we're making right now. As you can tell, that's white. I don't know how well you can see that. So, and I'm just going to roll. And I'm going to kind of put this, I really think that every one you make will be a little different than the one you made before. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to put some pearls down in that. Okay. So I also thought that this would be really pretty. Do you guys know what the lamb's ear greenery is? It's very popular. A lot of you are using it. Yeah, I know, Rita. You told me so, right? Okay. Okay. The lamb's ear. Do you guys know what I'm talking about when I say lamb's ear? And like this one has a little bit. Let's cut that off. Got a little bit of glue there. And like, as you can see, we can flip that if we want. You can gather it a little bit, give it a little bit of a ruffle if you wanted to. And there are so many options of things you could do with these. And I just got glue on my finger, Rita, but I'm not crying yet. So, all right, I think that is pretty good. As you can see, I did a little bit closer weave on this one, but I think I'm gonna just leave it at that. I don't know. Let's see if we keep going. No, we'll just finish it. We'll just finish it. We only have one more to do after this, guys. And we may not even end up using all these. We'll see. So what I did was I went to my who used to make jewelry. Okay, so I'm going to see what would this look like if we bend it back. What do you think of that? So I'm going to put something in the middle there. Okay, do you see? With this one, I took just some beaded, got glue on my finger, some pearls that are beaded, and I just took 4, and I'm gonna just put some glue in there in the center. Try not to make too big of a mess there, and kind of lay it down in a square. That's kind of what I did before. And I just like the way that that gives just a little pop to that flower. Okay? Yep, I spent a lot of money in jewelry supplies. Don't tell my husband if he's watching, honey. You didn't hear any of that. I'm going to cut the little tail off of here. So now we're going to make this little bitty flower. I like this one. And these, I use these scissors. Is this right? Nope, that's not right. Hold on. Let's get the right pair of scissors here. Okay, these are the right scissors. I did find a link for these. I believe they're $12.99 on Amazon. Again, I will make a post with that, and I will make a post with all the supplies, guys. can you see the scalloped edge right through there? I'm not sure if you can, but if you can't, trust me, there's a scalloped edge there. Okay, so let's get our gray back. Let's make another circle. Again, this is just a 6-inch. You could use an 8-inch, whatever you want to do. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because nature's not perfect, right? So I'm just going to go through here, and I'm going to start cutting. Make sure you don't let the brown show. You don't need any of that. And these cut really nice, so I know that I can find better scissors. And if you switched and went this way, then you would have a different edge too. So with these, you got to go one direction or the other direction. There is no going back and forth like I could with the rotary blade. Okay. So we have a circle. It's not perfect, but that's okay. We're going to do what we did before, and I'm going to just cut into it, and we're going to keep cutting till we make it all the way to the center. And again, this is so much faster than using the scissors like I did in the beginning. Yeah, that wasn't as much fun, but I guess you can do this with a Cricut. And is it paper, guys, that you're cutting with the Cricut? Or can you cut felt, is my question. Okay, so there you go. So you're going to start with your center. We're just going to bend it over. Make sure I'm doing my best not to burn myself here. Okay. More glue. We use smaller amounts of glue at first. And then we glue bigger spots, or bigger sections, I guess is what I should say. I think this would be a pretty Valentine's wreath, guys. You could do a white base or a red base and do white flowers or red flowers. You really could do all sorts of things. Okay, so you see what I'm doing there? Just the same thing. Nothing's really changed. It's just whatever the tools are that I'm using. And again, you don't have to buy these special tools. You can look on Pinterest, and you can see if you can find some tutorials of some different flowers. And see, I'm going to need to cut that. I got a little edge there. I think that's where I went in. Okay. So you guys are gonna have to show me. I think I talked and I got busy with something else here. Lamb's ear, and I thought these would be really pretty as the leaf part section to this. We're almost done. Just bear with me. I know I'm losing some of you, but this is how it gets done. Okay. Here we go. All right. I'm going to kind of push it down in the center here. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut that off. Okay. So on this one, this is, I used to do Swarovski crystals. We could put a big one in there. We could, let's see here, maybe some clear ones. What do you think about clear ones? Yeah, I kind of like this clear. Do you see the clear? So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to drop some glue, and then I'm just going to drop some clear Swarovski crystals. Linda, it will be on replay, I promise. I'm just going to drop them in there, and I'm going to move them around. I think I could add one more, just to give it, I don't know, some other texture, I guess, is what I'm wanting to go for. Is that a good way to put it? So there we go. Okay, so we've got our flowers made. All right. Now you know how I did it. Okay. So, okay, so now how are we going to attach these flowers? What I'd like to try to do is to take a half of a, I'm going to see here, a half of a, what are these called, guys? Pipe cleaners. And I'm going to put a little dot, some glue on a dot of felt that I cut earlier. We'll cut some more here in a minute. And I'm just going to go over that. This is the back of the flower, okay? Because I really don't want, I'm going to see if this works. Again, this flower or this wreath, I'm totally making with you guys. Okay, so we just are making, so that when we attach it, that we can attach it onto the bar and not just glue this down to this. I don't really want to glue it. I think we'll add some glue, and then when we add some of the leaves, it will, we will of course use some glue there. But just take your, you know, your leftover felt here. Make another one. Let's see here. These are my absolute favorite Titan, what do you call them? Wire cutters. Why is it that when you go to do a live, you can't remember the name of anything? Does, has anybody done a live? Do you understand where I'm coming from? It's like, oh, I don't remember what that is. Are those, oh, those are pipe cleaners. So I'm just gonna put that down. We cut a little bit off because we don't need that much. And let it dry. Okay, so there's that one. So are you guys all talking about crickets? Is it cricket? Am I saying it right? I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Okay, let's put another glue stick in here. I don't know. One more thing for me to do. Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, I'm gonna put my glue there, and then, oh, I gotta have a, cut a piece off here. Okay, just press it down. Let's see here. Yes. See, Sharon, everything is always on replay. As soon as I'm done with this video, I will upload it to this page, and it will always be here. And I'm hoping that I can upload this to YouTube too. We'll see. I don't know. Ouch. I got myself, Rita. You got me. All right. I should have known better. Let's see. Do I have some more? I do. Just trying to find some scraps here. Let's find some scraps. Alrighty. Let's see. If you like how I teach, I do have some premium tutorials that I do sell in my Etsy shop. A lot of the people that are watching here have purchased my tutorials and they've joined my groups. Right now, the popular one seems the Christmas tree tutorial. I know, Christmas already happened, Julie. I'm not making a Christmas tree. I know, it's okay. But in the group, this is how it works, guys. I make a tutorial, I make a group. What do? I find other things to do with that technique. And so instead of making another tutorial and having you purchase another tutorial, which I will not do, I do a live in that group. And that's what I did with the angel wings, is that it was the Christmas tree technique. And that's an original design of mine. And what I did is I did a live in that group. And if you want to learn how to make angel wings, you purchase the Christmas tree tutorial, you join the group, the link is in the PDF that you download, and you get to see how I did that. So, and I really want to work on a smaller version of those wings because just to give some other options. So we're just going to work on that. We've got some family things going on this weekend, and get those all that done, and then we'll will get busy on some other things. But I have other things. Guys, I'm working on a carrot, and I'm thinking it is going to be so cute, and I'm going to do a live on that soon. I'm going to get it done. It's probably 80% done. So make sure you're liking and following my page. Make sure that you've shared this video on your timeline, or save it to your saves, or whatever you do on, you know, whatever you do. How many do we have here? We've got 1, 2, 3. Oh, I knew I had one more. One more flower, guys. One more flower. And so, anyways, if you want to learn how to make angel wings, a lot of people are putting them on their loved ones' graves. And a lot of people seem to like that. So, all right. And of course, where is one? Okay. When you need what you want, or need in your life, it's like, I can't find it. So I'm going to do this last one, and then we're going to put it together. I don't know. Do we want to put a bow on this tonight? I don't have a lot of options for bows, guys. I know. I do have a lot of ribbon, but it's mostly Christmas ribbon. Does anybody else have that problem? You've got lots of Christmas ribbon? So, anyways. Okay, so let's see. We've got some, so now we need to just figure out where do we want to put all these. And I think I wanted to start, let me move this out of the way. Where did we end? Let's look back here. Where did we end? We ended, is it here? No, I think we ended right here. Yep. So I think this is where we're going to start. So let's just play around with this. I just did that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to run it through. I'm going to make sure that it's on either side of a bracket of the wreath frame, so that we just know that it's going to stay. So you're just going to weave it through, okay? Okay, I got it. I think I got it through. All right. Where's the other one? There it is. It's hiding on me. Okay, and we're just going to twist it. And let's see. Like I said, twist it, and then if you need to add some glue at the end, we can do that. Now I'm going to, this one's a little, it's kind of sitting up there a lot. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go at an angle here. And then what we'll do is we'll fill it in with the leaves, okay? No bow, okay. All right, so, and we might need to like glue some of these flowers together. I just thought when I went to make this, am I going out? Is the video going? I don't know why the lighting is changing for me. I'm not sure what's going on. So I like that. Do you like the way that's going, guys? Let's just keep going with it then. Let's see. Let's do this one. How about that one right there? I think that'll be pretty. I don't know. I'm just doing whatever feels like it looks good. Okay, you guys like it. Good. I see the hearts. Okay. I'm going to have that one stick up a little bit. And I think by putting the stems, the chenille stems on the back, I think that kind of gives us some leverage to do what we want. So let's do that. Let's just look at this here. Now we might want to just do, I don't know, does that look pretty? I got glue in this. Okay, I think I'm going to put this one right here. So no bow. Yeah, Connie, I used to do cakes years ago, and yeah, you're just gonna fill in with leaves, okay? So this way, if you put it on, I kind of like having, I really am liking the chenille stems. I'm gonna show you, I'm just twisting it, okay? And then just bury your chenille stems back into the yarn. That way it won't scratch any doors or anything, because I'm not gonna cover any of this up, I don't think, guys. We're gonna leave it. Okay. something different. You know, you don't have to order any of this stuff from Craft Outlet. You can go to Hobby Lobby, Joann's. Do they still have Hancock Fabrics? I don't know. Let's see here. Let's do it this one over here. Yeah, I'm just kind of moving the yarn around a little bit and just putting my, yeah, by the time I put my 5th flower on, you know, I'm good. I probably should just stick with an odd number. Let's see, we've got 5, let's see, 6, 7. Wait a minute, didn't we make 4? Shouldn't there be another flower? Where's there's another flower? I'm missing a flower. What you guys do with my flower? I don't know. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Let's see, let's try this one over here. Guys, what did I do with the other flower? I made it. I put the gray. Oh my goodness, it's on the floor. Would you know it? It's on the floor. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know that we're going to have an, isn't it odd number better? Isn't that the way it goes? Thank you, Wendy. Appreciate it. Okay, just pull it through. It's wanting to give me a hard time. It wants to get hung up on the, okay, I don't know if I like the, let's see. Just gonna move it around. I don't know. Just move it around and play with it. I do like the you know, the added jewels or whatever you call it from my jewelry making supply. Let's see, I can work on the back when I'm off here. So, all right, so we've got that one. Let me pick the one off the floor that I did not make a stem for. Okay, so what do you think? Should we do another white or should we do one more gray? What do you think, guys? White or gray? Don't have, let's see. Yep, that's what I hear. Odd numbers always make it better. So let's do some glue. Put your pipe cleaner down. And I'm getting, let's see. There you go. All right, so while this dries, why don't we we're gonna put a little bit of greenery down on the bottom, okay? Now what I decided, as you can see, I actually cut some of these leaves and I'm not sure exactly what did I do with them. They're underneath everything. So what I thought is that we would just go through here and just add a bit of greenery. I just love the way that the lamb's wool feels. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue. And I'm going to attach it to the felt flowers itself, not the yarn. Okay? So I'm going to just work with this. And I'm going to lay it underneath there. What do you think? Can you guys even see the felt flowers? I think I need to stand up. I think if I stand up, I'll see it better. So, and I also thought too, you could take these and you could just trim them up a little bit if you want them to be a little bit smaller. Oh, I'm liking that. That's pretty. I wish you could see how I'm gonna put it up to the thing. Can you see that? I don't know. I don't know where I'm at in the viewfinder, but that's what it's looking like. I think it's really pretty. Cut some more. I'm just cutting them off of my stem here, guys. Okay, maybe get a baby one here. That would be pretty. You know, just kind of make sure that doesn't get on the yarn itself. It's very important. Alrighty, let's see if this one is, should we do, the white, or should we add maybe one more gray? Maybe we should just do a gray one down here. What do you guys think? Maybe should it be up there? Wonder. I think just one more flower is all we need. So, exactly, it's a very good one for I think I'm going to stick it down here, guys. If you have a screen door, absolutely. So that's pretty much it. As you can see, I'm just going to go through here and add some more greenery. And that is my, and I like this one, you can kind of yarn inspired. I might make another couple little white flowers and come through here, but that's all I have done for tonight. I think it's really cute. I like the way it turned out. What colors do you think we should try? I think it would be really pretty with a spring look. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you guys. I am trying to download, do you remember the bunny I made last year with yarn? I am trying to download that so that I can upload it to my YouTube channel, because a lot of you have been messaging me and said, I can't find your bunny wreath video. So anyways, I need to get that uploaded for you guys. I think that you guys might like it. I think that Dollar Tree will probably carry those frames again, because I saw that they had the same hearts that they had last year. Do that one right there. So I'm going to upload that to YouTube, but I'll also share it on my Facebook page. So make sure you're liking and sharing, or liking and following my page. I believe if you follow my page and like it, you get more notifications of what I'm doing. So what do you guys think? Let's see here. All right, I'm just going to cut this one down because it's a little bit too much of a leaf there. And again, I'm only gluing this on to the actual felt flowers. So I think I might need to get some more of this. I think we're about out. I've got two more here that I'll put on, and then we'll call it a night. So I like how this cuts really easily. And I like the fact that I didn't glue these flowers down, because that way you can change it if you want. You can do all sorts of things. See what I'm doing? I'm just, okay, make that less wonky there. Okay. There we go. All right, so that is the finished wreath. What do you guys think? Patty, I'm not sure what would happen if you glued it to the yarn. I just don't think that this, you know, I think it could separate more, and so I just like the fact of using the stems. Like I said, I think I might make two really small flowers and put them right there, but I really think that's really pretty. I think this is, you know, you're going to just kind of smooth over. There's a little, I just think that's really pretty. I think that I don't know if you can see the added touches of the crystals in the actual flowers. It just adds another element, and yep, I like it. So anyways, you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for spending your time with Julie's Wreath Boutique. You will never know how much I appreciate your time. And make sure you like and follow, and a carrot is coming, and it's going to be made out of felt and stuff that you can buy at your local craft store. And have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.